Hey everyone, today I am going to teach you how to clean out a Weber Searwood. This will work with pretty much any pellet grill, but I'm going to demonstrate on the pellet grill that I have. I'm Dave, this is Dave's House of Barbecue. Welcome home. So like I said in the intro, I'm using the Weber Searwood to demonstrate how I clean out a pellet grill, but this will apply pretty much to most pellet grills. They all pretty much have the same, pieces and parts in there. There's the grill grates, there's some sort of like grease deflector sort of thing that catches the grease and channels it where the pellet grill wants it to go. And then there's some sort of burn pot, the pot where all the pellets ignite. And then maybe there's a lid on there, stuff like that. So they all kind of have similar parts and pieces. So this should be a good overview on how to clean a pellet grill in general, not just the Weber Searwood. All right, so when cleaning this grill or any sort of grill, I usually like to start on the inside, and I like to start basically from the top down. Now, there's a lot of different ways you can clean off grill grates. Couple things I prefer, you can use like a wooden scraper like this. This one is actually grooved pretty well for this grill, and you kind of just scrape it off. That's if you're really concerned about using metal on the grill. I also have this one I bought at a craft show once. It's kind of scuzzy looking right now. Almost looks like the bat symbol, but it's designed to fit, right on the edge there. You kind of have to do both sides of the grate. You can kind of get on there like this. I like this if there's bigger chunks. You can see up here there's some stuff, and then there's also many styles that have the metal bristles. There's some that have metal spirals on it. People tend not to want to use these for fear of these little metal bristles breaking off. I have never noticed that problem. Again, it's probably not going to be a problem until someone ingests one, but I still tend to use this for the bulk of this. Another way you can do it is I have a gas grill, a Weber gas grill. Sometimes I just take these grates off, stack them up on my Weber grill, and burn the crap out of them to get all the grease and everything off of that way. That's another way to do it. For today, I'm just going to be using this. If you don't like it, use the preferred grill brush that you have. So I'm going to start on the very top. Again, starting on the top, working your way down. The next cook I'm doing, I'm not going to be using this grate at all. So I'm really just getting all the debris off of it, and then I'm going to store it on the back of the Searwood. It's one of my favorite features of the Searwood is that it has built-in brackets on the back to hold this shelf, so you have a place to store it. On my old pellet smoker, I would just put this on the ground. And actually, I got some comments. If you are looking for a video on cleaning a gas grill, I've got a video on my channel about that. And it seems like at least once a month, someone puts a comment up there, hey, why aren't you wearing gloves? I mean, because I know what soap is and I can just wash them afterwards, but to appease everyone that watches my videos, I'm going to wear some gloves, okay? There you go. And that's pretty good. Again, this is not spotless. I'm not looking for this to be back to stainless steel. I am just looking for it not to be completely covered in grease and crud. Now onto this, again, the reason you want to start at the top and work your way down is everything's going to keep falling into the ash pan and into the grease catcher down there so that you know it's ready to go. So I mean, you can see, the reason I like this kind of brush, it really does work quite well. And yes, there are issues. I feel like there was one person that had it happen to him once, and now, everybody's afraid of these things. It's kind of like, I think once someone found a razor blade in their Halloween candy, and so now you have to put all your candy through a metal detector. I don't think that's actually an issue in life. I feel like it's something that people worry about needlessly. So, and again, if you do a, inspection of your grill grates after you're done and see if there's any little fibers on it, you should be fine. In addition, if you want to avoid doing it with a metal brush, you could try this. It's just a little plastic brush. You can kind of get into smaller spots with this. This is good for getting like in between these grates right here. Again, I'm just brushing everything down. All right, so that's the grates. For me, that's good enough. There's not any chunks of food on it. I'm not looking for a perfectly clean stainless steel grill. So I'm going to take these out because I got to move down. The Searwood has like 3 different size grills. That's our grill grates. That's so that you can fit different attachments in there, like the pizza stone. There's a griddle. There's a wok. There's all sorts of stuff you can fit in here. Now, one thing that gets overlooked when cleaning the grill, let me see if I can zoom in on this a little bit here. One thing that gets overlooked when cleaning the grill is the temperature probe. This gets covered with grease really, really easily. I find that a piece of steel wool is the best for that. Just kind of get it on there, up and down, spin it around. This you do want to look like the original stainless steel, because if you let the grease build up too much on your temperature probe, it is going to throw off your readings. So that looks pretty good. Let me see here, a little bit right there. All right, let me see if I can zoom in even more for you. See, that looks pretty good right there. So that's what you're looking for. Nice clean little temperature probe there. Once you get that all scraped down, then you can kind of work on the inside. There might be some stuff on these ledges here, or even if you want to just kind of give a quick scrape down up there. Again, if this was like a real, like an offset smoker, a lot of this stuff would be considered seasoning, and you wouldn't want to scratch it off. But for me, I like this as clean as I can get it, and so on. You can see this bar, Weber tends to call it like a flavorizer bar, has a lot of dripped grease on it. Again, since it's stainless steel, it doesn't stick. For this job, I like using these plastic scrapers. You can find them in black or red. They're made by Clean Strip. Basically, I think they're made for stripping paint, but I like them because they won't mar anything. Okay, but you can see I can get this down to a really nice sort of shine here. So I'm going to stop talking, do this. I'll fast forward through it because nobody wants to watch me do this, and then we'll carry on with the next part. Once I get this all scraped down, just take a piece of paper towel, kind of knock off any of the loose bits that are on there still. Again, you could take this out. You could take a pressure washer to it and get it back to shining stainless steel. But that seems like a touch of overkill to me. I'm just getting the bulk of the grease off so that it doesn't affect the flavor of my next cook. That's really all I'm doing. All right, once that's done, we're gonna keep on working our way down. Let's take this out, it just lifts out like so. I've used this smoker several times, probably 3 or 4 times since my last cleaning. You can see I've got a lot of pellet dust in there. Before I start vacuuming up and dealing with that, what I think I'm gonna do is I'm going to take my scraper and again just kind of get any of the big chunks off of there. It's not really all that bad on the back here. There's some areas where the dust is kind of clinging to the walls. I'm going to move this over here so we can actually see both sides going on there. Okay, just kind of scrape it down. Get any big chunks. Okay, anything that's on top of here. Now I'm going to put this aside. The next tool I like to use, you may or may not have, you need a shop vac. I have this battery powered one that I use for a lot of my grill cleaning. I love it. It's super handy. I don't have to get all sorts of grease and stuff in my actual shop vac I use in the garage. And it works pretty well. This fire pot lets out. You're going to have some debris in there. Just kind of dump it in. You can run the hose in there if you want. But these little shop vacs are awesome. If you have a set of like cordless drills at home, you know, see if the grill manufacturer makes a shop vac to go along with those batteries. That's what I do. I have this Porter cable drill set, and I like to use this Porter cable vacuum. Make sure you get down here in the fire pot. Get that all cleaned up. Cool. Then there's another little grate there you can take out. And just kind of see if there's any other dry. I don't really want to suck up too much greasy stuff here. I'm just kind of getting the dry stuff. The big chunks. I'm going to go handheld here for a second. So you can see a lot of this grease and stuff down there. I wouldn't want to get that with my vacuum. But you can see all the way at the bottom we've got, that's the ash pan down there, and then you see that little rectangular hole. There's a disposable Weber grease pan underneath there. So I'm going to go around and scrape all of this stuff down into that pan there. If there's any areas that's kind of hard to get in, if you need a, you know, a smaller scraper, I'm half tempted to buy a second one of these scrapers and then cut this one into like a narrow band so I can get into these corners. But for now, I'm just gonna kind of wipe it down with some paper towel, make sure I knock any crud or residue off. You know, get as close as I can down there. Kind of hard to get into that area, but you can wipe off the excess grease. You can run your finger through it. I guess it is good that I'm wearing gloves. Thank you for all of you that suggested it to me. All right, and just kind of get the bulk of that stuff. Again, I am not looking for perfection here. I am simply looking to get most of the junk off of the grill. So this is the grate that I took out from around the smoker. You can wipe this down. You could go over it with your grill brush. I'm probably just going to go do that on the lawn and just kind of knock off any extra chunks of grease there. And before I empty the ash pan and the grease trap down there, I'm going to put these pieces back in. Make sure they are lined up right. Got my diffuser there. Looks good. And now it's time to access this. I just got to lift up my tray and we're going to lower the camera so you can actually see what's going on down there. So this whole tray here moves out. Now I know I'm showing you how to clean out a Weber Searwood. A lot of these things I'm teaching you are the same for any sort of smoker. When I take this out, this is what I love about this smoker. It's got everything right down in there. Okay, so I'm going to bring this over to the garbage can here. So if you have a lot of grease in this grease pan, you may want to empty it first. And I'm going to kind of just go real gentle so I don't knock out any trash there. You can see I've got a disposable Weber thing in here. All right, I'm going to get that into the garbage. You can see I've got a little bit of residue in there. So again, easiest method for that is to just grab a little bit of paper towel. Okay, can you see that? And just kind of wipe it out nice and good. If you want to put some cleaner on it, you can. I'm not overly worried about it. I'm just kind of getting the bulk of the grease out. And then before I start scraping out any of the residue in the ashtray there, I'm going to take my disposable Weber pan, foil pan, And I'm going to put this back in here. That way, if I happen to knock anything down into there, I can just dump it in. I keep using that pan. But again, it's just a matter of getting all of this stuff into the garbage. Okay. This is how grease fires and stuff start. It's curved, so it makes a little more sense to go back and forth like this over it. And again, just get it into the garbage. Okay. And like I said, I can look at the pan again, the Weber, the foil pan. And there's a couple little crumbs in there. There you go. So for this extra grease that's in there, just because I'm doing a semi-thorough job here today, quote unquote, I'm just gonna kind of wipe it down with a paper towel, get the bulk of the stuff out of there. Okay. Again, a lot of this, once the grill heats up, will flow back into the disposable pan. But I'm just kind of getting... There you go. Look at that. And if your hair's being difficult, you can use this to sort of, grease it and get it, looking good. All right. I'm going to take the gloves off now. They're a little sweaty on the inside. Put this back in place. It just slides in underneath here. Just gotta have to line it up a little bit. There we go. And there you go. The inside of my smoker is ready to rock. All right, so that's all fine and good for the inside of the grill. What about the outside of the grill? In the past, I've used all-purpose sort of non-toxic cleaners. I'm a fan of Simple Green. Put it in a spray bottle. You can spray it down, but you can make your own liquid. You could just use hot water if you want. Recently, someone on a chat group that I belong to recommended these Gator grills. See these things? Oops. I like these a lot. They're extra. This is the extra large size, and you get, basically it's a wipe, but really nice tough sort of fabric. And this is what I use to wipe down my grill. In fact, I do this much more frequently than cleaning the inside because I'm making videos and I want my grill to actually look, somewhat presentable on video. So I like to wipe it down. You can see it gets pretty greasy there. Wipe down my lovely little shelf there. Sometimes if you have a lot of grease buildup, it takes a couple wipes. Like the first one just kind of loosens it and then you gotta come back in and hit it again. I like to use these for all the areas, and I go through 3 or 4 of them, wipe down all the stainless parts. While the grill is powered off, I like to wipe down the control center, the rest of the hopper there. Don't forget to go around to the back of your grill, because there's areas where the smoke escapes and you get some really nice smoky buildup back there. So you want to kind of knock that down before it gets too thick for you to handle. And there you go, nice clean grill. Gonna make some ribs today. So let me put it in manual mode. Get it up to 250-ish, and let's get cranking. If you like the video, make sure you hit the thumbs up down there. Leave a comment down below. I'll be sure to reply to you as soon as I can. Also follow me on social media. I'm on Twitter and Instagram, and just search for Dave's House of Barbecue and it should come up. And make sure you subscribe to my channel because I have a lot of videos coming out real soon. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.